Come on, baby. Let's go. Happy Monday, Weightlifting Talk. It is 12:22 p.m. Pacific time. Levi just went down for a nap, so perfect. I got a window here, and just wanted to crush the microphone here and chat with you guys, get you guys going. And so real quick, right off the bat, me and Jess talked. We are doing a whole line, a clothing line, and it's all love your life or change it. We're going to do jackets, shirts, hats, bags, socks, everything, straps, you name it, headbands. I don't know. We're going to get really creative, but it's going to be simple. Everything's just going to say love your life or change it. It's going to have the red circle there for the O, but that's it. That's the only hint of Attitude Nation you're going to see. It's not going to be a team product. It's not a team shirt. It's not even Attitude Nation. You know, it's for everybody of just love your life or change it, you know, and we want to just blast that out there. And we've had so many people tell us how much they love that phrase. They love that philosophy. They love that approach in life. And, you know, we've come out with some love your life or change it t-shirts in the past, but it's always kind of mixed in there with, you know, the Barbell Club shirts and, you know, other Attitude Nation drip, if you will. So we really just want to focus on the love your life or change it and just attack that method. You know, Jess came up with that saying way back in the early Cow Strength days. She came up with the logo. She came up with the saying love your life or change it, which that's what the red circle means. And so that's the thing. I mean, gosh, John Herrera texted me a picture of a gentleman that has the red circle tattoo on his arm, and I've never even met this guy. And this happens from time to time. People will come up to me with the red circle tattoo and say, "Hey, John, I got it. We're connected. Nice to meet you." And I'm just blown away. You know, I get emotional. I just hug the guy. You know, even if a few females out there that come up, red circle. You know, and I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. I'm so humbled and grateful, and we're connected through the ink. The philosophy of Attitude Nation, the way of living, the way of training, and just the overall mindset of the red circle way. And, you know, I don't even know these people. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, we probably have close to 100 people around the world with a red circle tattoo. 50 people I know and 50 people I get DMs and I meet and I see and I get pictures through the internet, and it's just so cool to see. And so we just want to attack that, and that's what I really want to talk about today. YouTube, get on the chat. I'm going to turn my phone on here, and I had to turn my phone off real quick. It was acting weird, so I had to restart it. But love your life or change it. We're going to do a pre-sale in about 2 weeks, and then we're only going to do one pre-sale because once we get the pre-sale going, then everything's going to be, we're going to have stock always ready to go. That's the goal. So just one pre-sale. Give us a few weeks to get rolling, and then we'll have the actual drip, if you will. Look at me, drip. Trying to be a cool kid here, in stock constantly, and we're just going to get it rocking. By the way, 68 medals. Arnold, Cohen Masters National Championships, and USAW Masters National Championships. Together, Team Attitude Nation has won 68 medals in all three competitions. We have the number one Masters team in the world. We're competitive in the senior division. We got the best team in the world. I'm so proud of my team. I just could not be happier. I am a proud coach, and I just love how we're keeping the Penlay method going. I can't stress that enough. I mean, that's a lot of medals, 68 medals. That's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And you know what the cool part is that we had athletes compete at the Arnold, turn around, compete at the GWL, because we got done with our first GWL competition. Sign up for the next 4 at doweightlifting.com. Get your ass signed up. Jess just reopened the website for GWL. It was closed the last few days, but we reopened it. So get signed up. But they did the Arnold, they did the GWL, then they turned around and went to Cohen Nationals. And then we had athletes not only do all three, but then fly or drive to Atlanta to compete at the USAW Masters Nationals. I mean, we had athletes, John and Amy are two examples, and Robert O'Day, that did Arnold, GWL, Idaho, Cohen, And then 4 days later did USAW Nationals in Atlanta. And many, many other athletes that did, what is that? Gosh, Arnold, GWL, boom, boom. So that's 4 meets within like a 3-month time period. Not even. I'm bad at math. What is that? 2.5 months? 4 competitions. Back-to-back weekends as well. We had Robert, John, Amy, and Jacqueline did the Arnold. So she did 2 meets within a small time period. We had, did Robert? Yeah, and then we had Robert O'Day. And my point is for this rant here, because I'm so freaking jacked up, is that this is how you do it. This is the rodeo of weightlifting. We are cowboys and cowgirls chasing these bulls, chasing these horses, roping the sheep, tying up the feet, staying on for 8 seconds, tipping our hat, getting in the truck, loading the cattle up in the trailers, getting the rope, getting the leather things on your legs. I'm forgetting what they're called. Grabbing the saddles, and then going on to the next rodeo. And then we hit that rodeo, and we keep going, we keep going, we keep going, we keep going. This is what weightlifting is. And we're the young bucks out there. You know? We got to be competing more often. And not just the young bucks out there, but where are all the weightlifters out there? This is motivation for people to compete more. And here's the thing, proof is in the pudding. The hypothesis, right? You could say, well, that's a lot of meets. That's too many meets. They're doing too much. We're sweeping golds. Did you hear me? We just won 68 medals. Robert O'Day went out there and won the Cohen, swept gold. Went out there to Masters Nationals USAW, swept gold. Amy, bronze. John, battle, took bronze. Battle for silver, fell a little short. 4 days later, to Atlanta, gold. Jacqueline did Arnold. Right to Atlanta. What'd she do? She hit 97 at the Arnold, trained hard, went out to Atlanta, 100 kilo comp PR. It's fascinating, actually. It's the exact opposite of what the haters say. From the Arnold to Atlanta and everything in between, my athletes have actually done better the more they compete. Even close range competitions. Higher totals, better podium placements. Always ready, always strong. Just think about that for a second. Get on YouTube here. My phone's on. Here's the YouTube app. I don't even know if I'm live, to be honest with you. I hate that feeling when you have no idea and you're like, am I talking to the wall here? Am I just yelling at my computer? There you go. Oh, no, this is not it. I guess let's just go to the channel. Here we go. Love your life. For watching. Here we go. I hate that feeling. Oh, perfect. There you go. Hey, chase that atmosphere. There you go, Dave. Thank you. All right, we got a few people on live. Little random show. 3 guys on a curveball here. But it's like the more competitions we do, the better my athletes do. Isn't that interesting? Okay, we're not peaking just a few times a year. We're not even training through these meets. Because we have the Penlay philosophy of always being strong, always being ready. I mean, yes, we taper, but hardly. Especially John and Amy, and Robert, who went from Idaho to Atlanta. I mean, there was no taper. It was just continuing to train hard, take a day off before the competition, go out there and win bronze and gold. Boom, boom, boom. Same with Robert. And we took 25 medals in Idaho. We took 12 medals in Atlanta. We took 31 medals at the Arnold. And it just doesn't stop. We got GWL around the corner again. We got Pan Am's coming up. We got multiple athletes in state. Bud Pierce went out in Georgia State championships and took silver in the open and took gold in his division. So he's a state champion there with a massive, by the way, 90 kilo snatch. Very strong 90 kilo snatch. And a 110 clean and jerk. So here we go. State champion, Bud Pierce, coming off, by the way, an all-time comp PR and an amazing performance at the Arnold. Again, 2 meets within a month and a half. So shout out to Amy, shout out to John, shout out to Bud Pierce, shout out to Jacqueline, shout out to Robert, and shout out to everybody who lifted at the Arnold, everybody who lifted in Idaho, Atlanta, Georgia State. We got Florida State coming up next. We got Pan Am's. We got Vegas. We got Colorado Senior Nationals. We got AO Finals. We got USAW Worlds at the end of the year, and I think Louisiana. I mean, I could go on. And by the way, Pan Am's is an open competition, 30 plus, the Cohen division. Register. Right now, I think we have about 18 athletes signed up for Attitude Nation. I mean, there's a possibility. What do we have, 21 at the Arnold? We're going to have more athletes competing at Pan Am's than we did at the Arnold. And not only that, but the goal for Team Attitude Nation is to go into the Arnold to win 100 medals. We won 31, and we missed a lot of athletes due to life. There's so many people that could not make the Arnold this year, which was unfortunate. And we were doing the math, going da-da-da-da-da-da. Probably easily could have been 50 plus medals. The team's only growing. It's getting stronger. The goal is 100 medals at the Arnold. If this doesn't jack you up, what does? You got to be medal hungry. You got to be a cowboy, cowgirl, chasing these rodeos. You know, I talk about it a lot coming up in the game that we used to compete so often. Constantly competing. We weren't tapering. We weren't peaking. We were just training through. Maybe a little bit of a back off, but we were always strong. Be ready for anything. It's just there's too many softies out there in weightlifting right now. I've been saying it day in and day out. I mean, athletes doing just a comp or two a year. That's not enough. And listen, if you're an athlete out there saying, yeah, but coach, I just want to do a comp or two a year. That's what I want. That's what I desire. I got a lot going on, life, family, business. Guess what? Even if you're young and you're like, I just want to do two a year. I want to focus on nationals. I want to, let's say you're a 21-year-old cat. I want to focus on the big three. Let's just do 3 a year. Arnold, nationals, AO finals, right? Nationally. Okay. That is fine. If you desire to do just a few meets a year, even 1 meet a year, if you desire to do no meets a year, that's fine. I'm all for it, baby. Love your life or change it, baby. If you love it, do it. Don't sit here and think I'm telling you that you have to do all these meets. Here is my point. So many athletes are not competing more because they're told not to. Fuck that. That's my problem. That is the entire approach to this podcast. Let me say that again. There are weightlifters out there that want to compete more but told not to. They are having limits put on them for the amount of competitions they do, for how hard they train, for wanting to evolve their technique. They want to add sessions in. They want to add more squats. They want to squat every day. They want, but they're told no, 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 no. I see it all the time. And that is the sickening part to me. That's the one that gets me ranting and raving. Again, if you want to do 2, that's fine. But if you have desire to do more, don't let anybody put limits on you. We used to compete all the time back in the day. Man, I love it. Love your life. If you love competing in weightlifting, go do it. Look at Frank. Look at Frank at the Arnold. And he just did the GWL. He snatched, hit 100 kilo clean, full depth. This man just had back surgery a few months ago. Could barely walk. And went out to the Arnold, went 6 for 6 in full depth lifts, winning gold in his division. Just an absolute fighter. And that's what you have to be. You got to be a fighter. You got to want it. You got to do it. You got to love your life and push the chips in and do it. And guess what? If there's something that needs to be changed, change it. Take control of your life and of weightlifting. Stop making excuses. Stop being so nonchalant. Stop being so lazy. Stop being so, we'll see. Get up off your ass and go do it. These weightlifters these days, they act as if everything's just going to come to them. The coach is going to come to them. The program's going to come to them. The meets will come to them. No, you got to go attack it. But I sit back, and why is it? Why aren't we teaching street technique? Why aren't teams training harder than they are and more often? Why aren't athletes training more often per year? I just sit back sometimes and ask myself, why? Why am I the only one ranting about this on the podcast? Why am I the only one that sees this? Why is it that the Penlay method and the Cal Strength Boom videos, we dominated weightlifting for a decade straight, but nobody wants to do that philosophy? Why is it the Team Attitude Nation has the #1 masters team in the world? That's a fact, by the way. And we don't have a master's program. We compete all the time. We do the catapult technique. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to sit back and say, gosh, Attitude Nation, their master's team is literally untouchable. What are they doing that we're not? I know what we're doing. I'm not putting fucking limits on my athletes. These weightlifters, 35 plus, and now the Cohen 30 plus, fine with me. I love that. These weightlifters, no matter what age you are, I have lifters that go all the way up to 65 years old. Look at Stephen Powell. This man does, how many meets is this? Stephen Powell does a meet almost every 2 months, including the GWLs. This man does not stop. What is it? 268? Or is it 269, 270? He's done 268 competitions since when he started in 1977 to now. He's been on the team now for 4 years. Just with me, Attitude Nation, he's probably done, gosh, what is it, Steven? 25, 30 competitions? Every single meet he goes to, he either gets on podium, wins gold, breaks a record. He's never bombed out in his life. He always hits more than 4 for 6. This guy is the most consistent weightlifter in the sport of weightlifting, and he's 65 fucking years old. But no, most 65, 60 plus masters are going to be told to train 3 to 4 days a week, do a few meets a year, and that's it. This is a big gut check to a lot of weightlifters out there. And it all goes back to love your life or change it. If you love weightlifting, train more, squat more, do it more, compete more. Break the chains of limitations that these people are putting on you. I go to these meets. I travel all around the country. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to Atlanta. I do have 3 kids. I have a big family to support my wife here and help out. And, we're a working class family. But already this year I've done 4 competitions since January. And I got tons of travel ahead. I'm at all of these meets. I'm not one of these weightlifting coaches that just do the Invictus type programming and just sit behind the screen and I'm not experiencing this. No, I'm there. I am in the trenches. I see it. What is up with the nonchalant attitudes that weightlifters have? When Team Attitude Nation goes into a competition, man, we roll in deep. We got the swagger. We have the attitude. We sweep medals. We destroy podiums. We train hard, and you can definitely see the difference between our technique and other lifters. Now, you could sit here and say this is just one big Attitude Nation plug. John's got ego. He's so prideful. But okay, you could say that maybe. Fine. I'll even give that to you. But guess what? I'm making an overall point. Why is it us and nobody else? I'm not saying there are no other good weightlifting teams out there. But the majority, yes, you can name a few really good barbell clubs out there on the top with one hand. I can think of a few right now. We have some phenomenal weightlifters in USAW. You can name a few right now off the top of your head. But 95%, I'm not talking about the top 5, are softer than Charmin. And here's the problem that gets me is they're truly not softer than Charmin. They are just brainwashed by, I don't know, society, the sport of weightlifting, too many articles online. They're brainwashed into a philosophy of limitations. They think that less is more. If I took Tyreek Hill, this is what nobody wants to talk about, by the way. Hey, Bud Pierce, congratulations on becoming state champion, silver in the Open. Congratulations on your PR total at the Arnold. Big meets, state meets, local meets, training, coaching, life, family, church. This man can't be stopped. This man can't be stopped. Andrew, thank you. Andrew's got a big family as well here. Trains hard, pushes it, going through a lot in life. If I took Tyreek Hill from the NFL and I put him on a 3-day-a-week weightlifting program, he would win senior nationals within 2 years. 2 to 3. Does anybody disagree with me? That's it. 3 days a week, maybe 4 days a week. 4 day a week, not even that hard of a program. He wins senior nationals. Senior nationals. I don't know how old is he. What is he? Probably mid-30s. Senior nationals in a few years. Oh, okay, Coach North. So that's what you should do that then. You should do that then. No, that's my whole point. No, you shouldn't, because the dude's a freak. The dude has Samson genetics. He's a freak athlete. Plus, he's got a good foundation underneath him, obviously. So you can't base your hypothesis off a guy like Tyreek Hill. If I took Samson from heaven and just took him down and say, hey, God, can I borrow Samson for a few years? He'd win nationals in like 6 months. Oh, so once a week. That's all Samson trained, once a week. That's what we should do then. My point is that just like I talked about a few podcasts ago, my mic fell. Genetics plays a massive part in weightlifting. I wouldn't have the trophy room I do if I didn't work my ass off 7 days a week all day, because I have a crappy lockout in the jerk, and I have been gifted by I'm very weak. I'm a very weak athlete. Always have been. In football I was weak. Weightlifting I'm weak. I've always been weak. And I've had to push and fight and scrape and train and do everything Coach told me to sit here today and talk to you. If I was one of these guys on the 4 to 5 day a week program, I would not be sitting on this podcast. I would have an empty trophy room. I would not be the John North you know right now. Yes, I am gifted as an athlete, I will say. Got a good lockout in the snatch. I have been gifted, thank the Lord, but you still have to work hard. My point is, like Tim Walker talks about, more is always better. And if there's anybody in your life telling you less, you need to get rid of that person, because that is going to carry over for everything in life. Less church, less God, less family, less training, less exercise, less stretching, less sleep. See all this right here? I'm saying less to all of these things. Is that correct? Absolutely, it's not correct. But there's people that go out in life that say less, 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 less. And I'm sitting here saying no. More, 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 more. More training, more squats, more church, more God, more men's group, more team push, more competitions, more stretching, more food, more sleep, more time with your family, more walks at night, more going to the dog park with your dogs, more everything, more coffee, more energy drink, more Jesus, more Bible, more squats, more presses, more days training, more motivation, more, 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 more. The answer is more. Tim Walker says it every single day, more. Monday's an attitude and every day's an attitude. This is what 68 medals in the last 2.5 months on Team Attitude Nation. 68 medals. This needs to motivate everybody listening. If you're on Team Attitude Nation, you're already motivated. Keep pushing. If you're not, motivate yourself. Motivate your team. Love your life or change it. I'm looking for everybody to elevate themselves in every aspect of life. Take what you have right now and make it better. Don't go looking for the green grass. I'm not saying that, you have to completely scratch everything. Just make it better. You could do more, by the way. You could do more. You could do more. You listening right now, you can do more. I mean, I was on Zoom with, it's so hard to talk about these things because I see it every day, but I don't want to name names and clubs, and I just want to be careful. But I was on Zoom with an athlete who's on Team Attitude Nation, and he's amazing. He's amazing. He trains Attitude Nation. He trains the Pendlay method, but he's got a bunch of young bucks in his gym, and I see him training in the background, and it's just pitiful. It's pitiful. And it's not even their fault because they're being misled. These are young, strong athletes that are hardly training. I watch their training session. It takes an hour. They're barely doing anything. And then the next day I go, hey, Josiah, where are they at? They say they have the day off. It's like a Tuesday. What do you mean they have the day off? These kids are 20 years old. They're 22 years old. What are you talking about? They barely trained on Monday. I go, okay, give me this. They squat on Monday? Oh, they didn't squat on Monday. You're telling me they did a bunch of sissy work that I saw. And again, I'm not coming at them. I'm not coming at them. They don't know better. They're just being told what to do. They don't squat. This is a true story, by the way. You think I don't see this? I've been in the trenches for 21 years, guys. You think I'm just on this microphone ranting about fiction, just fairy tale stuff? I have people that are satisfied with what they're doing. That's what frustrates me too. I'm content in my life, but I want more. Right? King Solomon said, everything is of the wind, but what you have from God, be grateful for. It's that beautiful contrast, right? Where I'm very content with my life, but man, I want to spend more time with my kids. I want more kids. I want my athletes to succeed. I'm very satisfied and happy with what my athletes have done. I want more. I want more medals. I want teams. I want records broken. I want more athletes. I want the greatest, biggest team in the world. I'm content. I'm happy with what I have, but I desire even more greatness from the Lord. There's nothing wrong with that. But I say they squat, right? No. So you're telling me they go in, they do what they did, they take Tuesday off because they're told to. They didn't even squat Monday, so they go in Wednesday, so they haven't squatted in 2 days. So what are they going to squat? Once or twice per week? I'm telling you right now, it's athlete abuse. And something needs to be said about it. It's like how we've been lied to about technique for so long. It's like the movie with Adam Shiner. Weightlifters are just too much of pushovers, by the way. Adam Shiner came in and scammed everybody since 2011 till now. Collected hundreds of thousands of dollars and just shut down camp. Nobody talked about it. I was on a mountain for years yelling, he's scamming, he's scamming. He's been making this movie since 2011. He screwed out Donnie. Stop. Hello. He's not making any movie. He's collecting money. Stop. Hello. I'm yelling on mountains, but no one wants to hear me because people are excited. Of course, we all know how that turned out, right? Complete scam. Shut everything down. Gone. His last post. I know everyone's mad at me, but sorry. Gone. I mean, I can't. Screaming on top of a mountain. He is scamming everyone. I just couldn't be any louder about it. But we're donating money to a guy that nobody knows, that's never done weightlifting, that's never coached weightlifting, that's never competed in weightlifting. He knows nobody in weightlifting, connects with a few top heavy hitters. They get scammed. It's the same thing with technique. We've been lied to for how long? Finally, everyone's coming around. Oh, John Norris, maybe not that crazy. I've seen enough slow-mo videos to realize that these lifters are aliens. I mean, we've been brainwashed by technique. And we're still brainwashed by programming. We got to stand up for ourselves as weightlifters. It's time to kind of take a stand. weightlifters, like these young cats I'm talking about in the back of the gym. It's time to take a stand and say, hey, coach, you know what? I want fucking more. I want more training. And if you can't give me more, if you can't push me, I love you to death. I love you to death, but I probably need to change it. Either we need to change together or I need to find something different. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you have to be mean and hateful. I'm not saying you got to like yell and be mad. I'm just saying you got to be pushed as an athlete. Hey, coach, I need more. We've been scammed by technique for 2 decades. And I think that we've really come out of that, by the way. I'm very happy with weightlifting. I think everyone can agree that we finally, and yes, I do feel justified, selfishly, but we finally have come out of it and said, wow, okay, the catapult technique, the early arm bend, the bar body contact, all the crazy drills that we used to throw rocks at, all the technique books, the levels 1s and 2s and all that, it's a bunch of nonsense. Like, thank the Lord, by the way. Thank you guys. That we got rid of the bar slam rule. There you go. There's victories, guys. We got rid of the bar slam rule. We fought the good fight. We've been fighting the good fight in technique. We finally won that battle. Thank you, Nat from Hook Rip and all the slow-mo videos out there. Weightlifting House, Seb, Max Ada. Thank you, guys. But we're still being scammed by programming. We have to elevate the program. And I'm not sitting here saying that it's my way or the highway, the Penlay method is the only way. There's a million methods out there. That's fine. I'm just saying more. Whatever your method is in programming, all I'm looking for in the sport of weightlifting is just you doing that times 2. Like, I just want weightlifters to understand that more is better and there's no such thing as overtraining. The minute you realize that, whatever type of program you're on, fine. There's more than one way to skin a cat. You just need to invest in yourself more. You need to be going to bed at night broke ass down and getting ready for the next day. But we see these young kids wasting their life. You're fucking wasting your life. You're sitting there taking a window that you have and letting a male adult, most likely a male adult, strip you of what you're capable of doing. That's what that is. I see athletes coming off meets. They don't lift for like a week. They do a deload. Dude, we're on to the next meet at that point. We're literally competing the next weekend, winning gold medals. Doing more than we did before. You think that you taper down and then you're just good for 6 lifts and you're done? When you taper down, especially in a sport like bodybuilding and physique and all that, these athletes are doing 3 shows back to back to back. And then they rebulk it in the off season and revamp again. You're shredded. You're down there. You're strong. Good. Go. Get on stage. Bang them out. The same thing needs to happen with weightlifting. It's just the shit I see. It's just the stuff I see. It's just out of this world. And you got to have proof in the pudding. So I'm just proud of my athletes. I'm proud of Bud Pierce. I'm proud of John and Amy. I'm proud of everybody. Kat Dubs. Jacqueline, Robert O'Day, of course, Stephen Powell, Chase Durham, Gabe. I could go on to every single athlete on the team. I'm just proud of my team. And for those that have left and gone out the back door, I understand in weightlifting there's always going to be a back door, in person or on computer. Just know I love everybody. But I'm going to tell you right now, the grass ain't greener. The grass ain't greener. If you can't take this program, my coaching, and the greatest teammates in the world that have your back on Zoom, in competition, in person, and on the team page, and you can't utilize it and you don't see the value of Attitude Nation, there is going to be no grass that is going to feel good rolling down on. Your picnic will not be as pretty as you think. Your ham sandwich is not going to taste as good as you think. And I have proof of that with all of the Harley Burke syndrome, right? The lifters that jump 3,500 teams in a matter of 3 years and then just one day just walk into the mist, never to be seen again. This happens more than you know because when you have a good opportunity, you need to seize it as an athlete. I can take the horse to water, but I can't have the horse drink the water. The question is, are you going to drink the water? It's a dance. It's a 50-50 dance. I coach you. I believe in you, but you got to dance with me. You got to come toward me. I will come toward you. You step, I step. I think there's a lot of athletes out there that just need to take more accountability for themselves, and they need to grow a pair. They need to nut up, and they need to train hard, and they need to get the job done. And this is what we need to do in weightlifting as a whole. Stop being scammed by programming. Stop being scammed by movies. Stop being scammed by technique, which we all have figured out we have been for so long. There's just a lot of shit out there, guys. It's just a lot of bad stuff out there. But love your life. Love your life or change it. Stay tuned. We're going to come out of the whole clothing line, man. I just want to see people elevate. I want to see people push. I want to see people go crazy. I want to see people just become monsters like Bud Pierce. Bud Pierce is Zombie Phase 4. This guy trains 7 days a week. He does 1 million meets a year. And all he does is just attack medals, win titles, win states, ball out at the Arnold, all while working a very tough professional career and raising 3 kids with a big family. He's a husband. How many hats does Bud Pierce wear? He's a coach. He's a career man. Like, he's a commentator. He's a football coach. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a pastor. Oh my gosh. I mean, all the stuff that he does at church. He's a pastor. He's in a men's group. He's on Team Attitude Nation. He's pushing everybody. He's going to meets. He's not only competing, but then he's coaching people at meets. I mean, Bud Pierce wears 100 hats, and he's still out training you, the 21-year-olds out there. He ain't complaining. He ain't whining. It's only the 22-year-olds that are whining. Oh, I just wish that I had a program that fit me more, and I just feel a certain way, and I'm kind of sore, and my elbow hurts, and you know, I just really feel like I need to get my college degree, and I need to do this, and I need to just work a job, and I need to, you know, it's just too hard. I just need something that's just going to be a little more fitting for me. You know, all the things that you hear after 21 years in the sport, right? It's just too tough. You know, I just, in my life right now, I just don't have the time to put in. You know, that's another one, right? You're 22. What are you talking about? You're 21, 23, whatever it is. Like, what do you mean you don't have the time to put in? These are all just excuses so they sleep better at night. That's all it is. They're just excuses. Do you think Bud Pierce has an excuse? Look what Bud Pierce does. Are you doing that? Look what Stephen Powell does. Are you doing that? Look what Robert O'Day does. Are you doing that? Look at John and Amy Herrera. Are you doing that? I'm just asking simple questions. I'm a simple man. I want you to be elevated. I want you to take into the philosophy of more. I want everyone out there training harder, squatting harder. Listen, here's the thing, is year after year after year is the crop grows, and then we cut it down, and it grows, we cut it down. Everybody that has medals and that succeeds is the production of the team push, team cycle. It's kind of like the water cycle that you learn in school. It's the people that come, and when they do quit, it's okay, because see, the real, the grittiest, the true champions will rise to the top of the crop, and all of the others will generate the champions because they do push the champions. It's like the School of Champions documentary, the Bulgarian documentary. There's a level there of Ivan Avajev. He has speech after speech of the true champions will be victorious. The rest will help them be victorious, but then quit themselves. So it's really the backdoor lifters that help push the lifters to be the cream of the crop. It's a fascinating cycle if you look at it. It's interesting. You know, flesh blood spices everybody up. That flesh blood turns into dry blood. But the consistent, gritty warrior weightlifter will use it. Like Bud's talked about it a lot with being a vampire, the vampire method, Where if you're a weightlifter, you're constantly looking for the new blood. You're constantly looking for maybe the new gym, the new, if you're traveling, right, or visiting somewhere, or you get some new people visiting your garage that you've been friends with online, or somebody's watching you, a local meet, whatever it may be. You're new athlete on the team. You're just like, ooh, I'm going to use this person. I'm going to suck their blood in order to elevate myself. And you could sit here and say, well, that's really selfish, but it's not selfish, because the better that Bud gets, the harder he trains selfishly, sucking their blood. It motivates everybody around Bud. I mean, Donnie Schenkel is the most selfish weightlifter you've ever seen. Donnie Schenkel was all about going to the Olympics and being champion and being the most badass weightlifter to ever live. And he achieved that, of course. And it was a one-track mind. And because of Donnie's selfish ambition to be a legend in the sport, I mean, he never said legend. I'm saying that about him. He would never say that about himself. I'm being prideful for Donnie. But to be a GOAT in the sport like Donnie, he was selfish, therefore it motivated millions. How many people have been motivated by Donnie Schenkel in the sport? How many people have had their life changed, got into the sport because of Donnie, stopped drugs and alcohol because of Donnie, found a whole career path because of Donnie? I would say thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even 1 million. Truly, maybe even 1 million people out there have been inspired in some way by Donnie Schenkel. And he was the most selfish weightlifter you've ever met. Interesting how that works. A one-track mind weightlifter is a dangerous weightlifter, especially when you're a young buck. Especially if you're a young buck, man. You know, you got to be crazy. You got to be absolutely crazy. See, I'm not as crazy anymore. You know, I can maybe get a little crazy on the mic here when I start tapping into some emotions. But like back in the day, I was crazy. You couldn't even talk to me. I was so crazy. You know, because I was fighting barbells all single day. You think I had time to understand what was going on in life? I was a monster back then. You know, I mean, we just posted that one video on the team program. I said, hey, this is not who I am now, but this is who I used to be. It was scary stuff, man. And let me tell you something. Back in the day, if I was around somebody that told me to train 4 or 5 days a week, if I was back in the day, move on, don't squat, I would never surround myself with weak men, ever. The reason why I'm sitting here today is because I've surrounded myself, and it's not me. It's not like I went out and surrounded myself. It just so happened that I was surrounded by strong men. And I realized it, and I took advantage of it. I said, wow, Donnie Schenkel is a strong man. You know, Dave Spitz is a strong man. Glenn Penlay is a strong man. You know, Kevin Cornell is a strong man. Like, I could go on, right? Caleb Ward is a strong man. Travis Cooper, Ian Wilson, who I trained with, right? Ian Wilson was a strong young man at the time. You know, Ben Claridad, right? Sac State, you know, strong man. I could go on. And so what I did was I attached to strong men. And then I just fed off of them. I sucked their blood. I said, I'm going to suck these guys' blood every single day until I'm champion and beyond. And that's what I did. You have to start. So if you're out there just listening to somebody who's telling you, like these kids overseas, right, in Sweden, if you're listening to a coach tell you not to come in the gym on Tuesday, fuck that. Are you kidding? It gets me so amped up that some coach out there would tell young men to not come in the gym the next day. That's not a coach, guys. That's a fraud. That's what that is. And I don't care who disagrees or who hears this. You think I care? I'm perfectly protected. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly happy. I have everything in life I need. I've already gone through the trenches, man, on and off the platform. You think I'm scared of someone's opinion? Oh, did you hear what John said? I mean, I train my guys 5 days a week. I don't give a fuck, man. Tell them to get in the gym and let's go. Gosh, what is your true potential as a weightlifter? You're never going to know if you're not training. You're never going to know if you're living in the comfort zone. You're never going to truly know if you're doing 1 to 2 meets a year. I need you guys to listen to me on this. Pumping iron, 1977. If you love it, do it. Just like Arnold, shirtless, on the beach, doing bodybuilding all day. Live that lifestyle. And what does John know? I did it. I lived it. I dropped out of school. I worked at McDonald's. I opened doors at TGI Fridays. I trained 9 hours a day and I chugged energy drinks when I had enough change to get them. You want to know more? Gosh, man. It's just crazy out there. I mean, we could rack 68 medals as a team. 68 medals a team. It's just the Penley method is so valuable. It's so strong. But we want to just put bull crap on the microphone. I mean, these podcasts out there. The things that people send me, the things that I hear, debating about straps, people out there literally saying using straps is wrong. I mean, these people actually exist in the sport of weightlifting. They're out there. They're so busy telling you to not use straps. And they've never won a title, and they've never been on Team USA. But they have an opinion. Oh, no, it's not even their opinion, actually. It's fact. It's just fact is what it is. But we want to spend all the time talking about straps, but we don't want to spend the time talking about who's the baddest mother effer out here. Who's training the hardest? Why don't we have a podcast where we just watch people lift on the gram and social media and look around the country and say, who's the guy or girl who's training the hardest right now? That'd be a fun podcast. You know, it's like when I lost to meet, Coach Penley would say, you got out-trained. And if I won a meet, he would say, you out-trained everybody. You know, I talked about it to Caesar. You know, you got to be a medal thief. You got to go out and you got to steal medals from people. Because if you don't show up, they're going to take it. It's theirs. You got to train, you got to buy a plane ticket, you got to invest, you got to fly, you got to make weight, you got to weigh in, you got to be on time, you got to be there, you got to be healthy, you got to be ready to go. There are so many things that it takes to do before you even grab that bar to start warming up. I mean, being a weightlifter is extremely hard. But I just want everybody to love life and just train as hard as they can. I mean, I have the happiest weightlifters on my team. We talk about Bud Pierce a lot. Look at Will Hawkinson. I mean, these guys love life because they just train all the time. They just love it, you know? They just love weightlifting. You know, let's simplify it. Let's simplify it. You know, all this internet bullcrap out there. Fuck, man, it's just so crazy. Well, what do you mean, Coach North? You are the internet. You are an online weightlifting team. You are the internet. That's what someone would say to me right now. I think all the internet stuff is bullcrap. But you are the internet, John. And here would be my response to somebody that says, but you are an online team, John. You are the internet. Why are you yelling about the internet? It's because I am not the internet. I am the farthest thing from an online weightlifting team you've ever seen in your whole entire fucking life. You've never seen anything that's so far. I am more of an in-person coach than your in-person gym. The Zoom crew that we have, the connection on the page, the phone calls, the texts, the videos, the conversations, the in-comp coaching, the team Airbnbs, the connection I have with my athletes, the connection that my athletes have with each other as far as a team is more of a bond and is stronger than anything I have ever seen in 21 years in the game, even stronger than the cow strength boom videos. So no, I reject the fact that I'm an online team. There's nothing wrong with online because it's connected to us to what I just said, but it's the ability to charge somebody money without any care for that fucking person. That is what the online side of things in weightlifting does that really upsets me. Is that I'm going to take your money, but I'm not going to know who you are. I'm going to give you a template program that's bullshit, that has nothing to do with anything. It's not custom. You're being lied to. It's a template. You think they're sitting down going, click, click, click. Okay, all right, new athlete. You know, they gave me their numbers and gave me a little bio on the email. Okay, so I'm going to sit down. Let me crack my knuckles real quick. Let me go make some green tea real quick so I can sit down and do a custom program for Jimmy. I've been around these teams before. I've seen behind the scenes stuff before a lot. You would be utterly shocked of what goes on behind these things. You know, you got to know these people. You got to care about these people. You know, you have to tap in and truly be side to side in the trenches. I want to pull you up. I don't want to push you. I'm not into pushing people. I'm into pulling people. I'm in there with you. You know, I'm not just letting you take all the headwind, and I'm not just pushing your back to make it easier on me. That's the online people. That's the online market, right? Is I'm going to push your back so you take all the wind, and I'm just going to go ahead and just rake in the easy path. No, pull, man, pull. Don't push, but pull. That's the philosophy there mentally. You got to know your people, man. You got to know your peeps. You should be able to list off everybody on your team like that. Name, go, boom. Where are they from? Go. Where they train at? Go. I don't know. What do I know? I don't even know if anybody fucking listens to me. I don't know. I told y'all for fucking years that the Adam Shiner, the weight movie was a scam. Nobody listened to me. It was. I've been yelling at everybody for freaking 2 decades about technique. No one listened to me, but now everybody sees it. I've been yelling about programming for 2 decades, telling y'all to train like Cal Strength, telling y'all to train like the Penlay method, push each other. No one listens to me. I've been telling these young cats to drop out of school and grind all day for 9 hours a day and work at Burger King part-time, but nobody listens to me. I've been telling people to squat every day, but no one listens to me. I've been telling people to not get caught up in this online gimmicky crap, but nobody listens to me. They want the app. But we're still going to go ahead and we're still going to just, keep the arms straight. We're going to jump and shrug. When the arms bend, the power ends. Yep. Good boy. Good boy. No, don't fucking ask questions. Shut your mouth. Do not ask a question. When the arms bend, the power ends. 5 days a week. If you're a Masters 4, do not ask questions. Do not listen to John Norris' podcast. Do not do that catapult bull crap. The Penlay method sucks. Nobody does that anymore. Do not train every day, all day, 7 days a week. That's overtraining. Do not do more than 5 meets a year. Don't you dare ask that question. You will only hear from me once a week. That's what you pay for, and then give me $150 a month. $150 a month. $150. What are you paying for, by the way? $150 a month? At the lowest, $150 a month. What are you paying for? What are y'all paying for? $1.07. This cat wanted me down the street when I moved here to Portland. He wanted to charge me $175 for a corner of his gym with one platform for open gym, CrossFit gym. I said, brother, hey man, I'm just, I'm just here to train in the corner. I see you got a weightlifting platform. You got some weights. You got a nice gym here. Everyone's CrossFitting. I was just seeing how much would it cost for me to train in the corner once a day. In early too. I was going to do early, right? I was thinking about doing it, before the kids woke up. $175. $175 for open in the corner gym with average weightlifting equipment. online teams charging $150 plus for template programs with barely any coaching and no personal attention? What are we doing here? Well, if I don't talk about it, who's going to talk about it? Am I speaking something that's going to upset the weightlifting world? Am I right? Am I going to walk around the weightlifting venues and the coaches are going to be giving me the mean mug? And there's John North talking about things that he shouldn't be talking about. He's rattling the cage again. He's a disruptor. Someone needs to shut his ass up. Well, they already tried. Y'all kicked me out of USAW. You made a... Y'all, we can keep going all day. Y'all made a rule about me, the bar slam rule, the John North rule, kicked me out. USADA and USA Weightlifting, I mean, I don't want to say much, but we all can agree that that was very iffy. And I'm not blaming the current USAW. People in charge right now, everything's great. 2019 was one of the greatest days of my life when I sat down with USAW. Sat down with Phil. We had the greatest conversation ever. Both sides apologized. There was tears, hugs, handshakes. I mean, Attitude Nation and USAW are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I just want to make that very clear. But back in the day, it was a totally different president, crew, board members, etc. And let me tell you something. The fight was real. And I'll just say this. The whole me getting popped, which was before you start freaking out, whereabouts filing, or it was an address update. It was the smallest thing you could do to get a 2-year ban is what I did. I was in Australia. But the thing was that I was a day away, by the way. I was waiting for my paperwork to come in for retirement. I retired. I literally retired. I sent in my retirement. I signed everything. Everything was going. I am retiring. I did everything step by step. Literally, this is a true story. Step by step to retire. Back and forth. I thought it was official. I am retiring. Remember Colin Burns got on Facebook? You remember Colin Burns? How'd that end for him? What a schmuck. What an evil person. Got on there and say, John North dodged testing and ran and created this whole lie that was false. Which 2 weeks ago, before that, by the way, he was on my podcast. We talk about two-faced. But literally, I'm literally retired. I thought I was retired. Right? I was leaving because I couldn't do it anymore. I was going to start bodybuilding. I was going to do just a new lane, and I needed a break from USAW. The battling of technique, the battling of USAW, the battling of the bar slam. We started rocking the AWF. The AWF was in motion. I could go on, right? There's a lot of things moving at this time. Kind of a crazy time in my life, but things were moving. So I'm going to take a break. I'm retiring. I'm getting out. And then when I was in Australia, I guess like a day before officially, I was officially retired. A day before, I didn't update my address in the time block I was supposed to update it. And they got me on a 2-year ban. Now, listen, there's no need to beat this dead horse because everything was fine. Me and USADA came and we had a few talks a few years later. They actually cut me a deal. That's all I'll say. It was a good conversation. I signed on the dotted line with USADA and USAW in 2019. Everything's good. And here we are. But my point is it's fishy. I've said it since day one. They're out to get me. They want me done. They want me dead. They want me gone. Well, what do you charge? I'm $100 a month. I think that's really fair. I think that is extremely fair. $100, you get a lot. Let's go. Easy number, right? Just round it up. I'm not going to do the $9.99 bull crap. We're going to do 96 something. Just $100. We're going to rock this boat. Just my point is just stop. Be careful. Elevate yourself. Love your life. Push the chips in. Smile. Slam bars. Don't let other people run your life. If you are not around people that are going to pull you and elevate you and constantly tell you more, 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 then you need to check your crew. You need to check yourself. and you need to stand up for what you believe in and what your goals are. That's my whole point of this rant. Okay? You've been scammed with technique. You've been scammed by the movie. We got to be careful as weightlifters to have other people take advantage of us through the road of power and greed. It's a very scary thing. There is a certain sense when another human has power over you with when you train, how you train, what you look like, and the program that you're on. There's a certain high that people get with that. You have to be careful to not be around people that have that high of the hierarchy power. That's a scary thing to have. And people will take advantage of that high. You got to be careful of that, guys. You got to be very careful. I'll see you guys back tomorrow. God bless.